Shabby chic, rugged handsome is the look I'm going for. And no, I didn't buy these pants this way. These patches and all these holes, they've been earned. I've had these pants for nearly half my life. What are we doing in my kitchenette? Glad you asked. Say I need to use this here toaster oven. Grab it off of the old fridge, put it over here, plug this in, and I'm toasting and ovening away. And this has always worked for me, but it presents a little challenge in the sense that now I don't have any counter space. Well, earlier this week, I was gifted with this here microwave. Now I'm completely out of space. Where do I put it? I can't put it up there. Can't use those cabinets. I'm not a problems guy. I'm a solutions type of person. So, turns out, my sister, who gave me that microwave, also had this Ikea dresser drawer she wanted to throw out. I said, nay, that we shall not do. I can use this. Let's head on over to my shop. Let's get to work. But first, let's rewind to yesterday. I headed down to my local Canadian Tire, which, yes, will help you put new tires on, but also deals in kitchenware, storage, and hardware, which is what I was after. Don't ask, it's a Canadian thing. From there, hoofed it a few blocks down to my local Toronto tool library. It's like a library, but for tools. Lugged it all home, and now let's head to my shop and get to work. Carpenter Corn's Custom Creations Company. So I've basically got 3 big solid pieces to work with. Now this top one, it is slightly shorter and thinner than the other 2. So that's going to be the shelf that goes halfway up. Also works as a little bit of helping with the structure to keep it square, stronger. And then the one of these is going to be the top of the counter, and then the other one I'm just going to saw right in half, and those are going to become the legs. 57.5 inches. Okay, and so basically 57.5 comes there. Hold up. Let's not get in too much of a rush here. So it means the legs are going on underneath, which means I have 57.5 plus, what is the height of 3/4 times 2? Because I need 2 sides. So that would be 57.5 plus the half is 58 plus 1 more is 58 inches. 59. Yeah, jeez. I find talking it out helps. Now for the 2 legs. 66.5. So if we divide that by 2, that's 33.25 right here. And then the bottom is as it is. But I want that slightly more shallow. But also, as you may notice, in this corner here, there's a slight divot out. So I want to just trim that off the end. That basically gives me about 5.5. I can also just do it right at this line here so that I get rid of this one row of pre-drilled holes. Don't need that anymore. So if I go 4 inches in, I do it on the inside, that way I can have a nice, there we go. And that completed the planning stage. So up first, I am going to trim this one right in half, which is the legs. Before I do that, put on my safety glasses because nobody likes sawdust in the eyes. Now I wouldn't suggest doing this indoors, but the outside of my apartment has literally no outlets, so I didn't have a choice. Next, I shortened the countertop length and then finally narrowed the depth on the middle shelf. A quick tidy up of all the sawdust was in order, and the prep work was done. So this is the left, what would be the left foot. Make sure that's perfectly squared up. Draw my circles, and then repeat this same process in the back here. And then did the same for the other leg. What I'm doing now is I'm drilling some pilot holes. And now with these pilot holes, this is generally good practice, but especially with this cheap wood, Oops, oh no, I went all the way through. That wasn't supposed to happen. Oh well, at least that's at the back there. And so cheap wood cracks easily without pilot holes. Go ahead and repeat this process all the way around. Just line this up, put in my screws, and fasten down one side. Now yes, I could be using my drill to also tighten these, but again, cheap wood, which means I could easily overturn them, and then it's useless. So a little bit of hand power here. As I work away here, I realize I got to make a slight addition to the name of this business. Carpenter Corn's Cheap Custom Creations. First, make sure everything is nicely lined up and squared off. Okay, right there. Draw my circles. Repeat on the other side again. Okay, good old-fashioned pilot holes one more time. And back to good old-fashioned hand power once again. Kind of getting the process now, no? Understanding how the magic works, how things like this come together. Yeah, I think so. So for the second shelf here, I figure I go halfway down. A quarter times 2 is half, that's 3/4, so it's 3/8. So basically, I was once again talking it out. Plus, that means it's at the bottom. Okay, so anyways, 16. What's the height on this microwave? Because I basically have to have enough room. So if I do that, oh, it's under a foot. Perfect. Math's complete. Oh, come on now. Come on now. It's a little more tricky doing it sideways. Or do I do it on this piece first? Yeah, why don't I do it on this piece first? It was a wise choice. I was attaching the 4 L brackets to the bottom of the middle shelf, and once complete, a small little hiccup presented itself. So you notice how there's these little screws sticking through. This wood is slightly thinner than that one, and they're just ever so much peeking through. So, just gonna go ahead and file those down. Line it up nicely with that line right there. Oh, come on, there we go. I draw my pilot holes. Oh boy, why are you moving constantly? All right, I gotta hold it with my feet. Some fishy business. Okay, these ones are good. Now the ones at the bottom. With all the holes marked, once again, drill pilot holes and crank in some screws. One completed table, right? Wrong. Cheap wood. I need more reinforcements. And then I'm going to put in these super long screws, which I think this time around I do get to use a drill. There we go. Oh geez, this one's come out the side. Oh, gotta do a better job. Oh geez, have I done that with all of them? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Yuck. That's shoddy work. Not proud of that. Let's undo those. I'm gonna drill fresh pilot holes. My reinforcement efforts weren't starting off so well. Oh well, I guess I got a couple holes here now. Part of the aesthetic, let's just say that. Luckily I did a better job with the remaining reinforcement screws, and it really helped stabilize this table slash countertop slash whatever it is. Now I'm done. clean up, put it in place. Final reveal shots coming up. But first, it's been good fun doing this project, so I think I need to make a slight modification to this name here. Carpenter, Corns, Cheap, and Cheerful Creations Company. Enough shenanigans. I gotta say, I am chuffed with myself with how it turned out. It's not gonna win any awards, but it's quite functional in my place. I think it even adds aesthetically to the area. It's not quite a table. It's not quite a counter. It almost functions like an island in some kitchens, but since one edge is touching the wall, it's technically a peninsula. So, there's my peninsula project. Falling out of your lingerie. Been a while since I seen you on stage. Been a while and I'm still amazed. Running wild, that free spirit. You haven't changed, no, no. Found a better place, and still without you, it's out of place. Still asking what love is, girl, while I'm on my way eastbound.